Prospector Paul here. Howdy. Today we're going to run the multi-sluice. I have a bunch of concentrates from the previous week, and then this week I've panned most of the bigger stuff out already. So it's classified down to 1/4 inch. So we're going to take it down another level. We're going to go down to about 20, and we're going to run it on the multi-sluice, and we're going to get that fine gold out of the cons. So stay tuned. So as you can see, we got concentrates from last week, some that I was panning out this week, and then another bucket of cons right there. So we're going to take a 20 mesh strainer and we're going to strain it into that bucket of clean water right there. Okay, so we're going to use this 20 mesh sieve. Use this 20 mesh sieve. Put a scoop of the material into the sieve. Shake it around. Overs go in that bucket. Anything minus 20 is going in that. About a scoop's enough. Any more than that, it plugs up the screen and you don't do a good job. Shake it around. Okay, so we have two buckets of material. We have a bigger material, which is smaller than a 1/4 inch, but it stayed on the 20 mesh screen. So that's between a 1/20th of an inch and a 1/4 of an inch. Everything in this bucket went through the 20 mesh screen, so this is minus 20. We're going to run this first, and we're going to set the multi-sluice up for that right now. So I got the sluice set at 11.7 degrees. I found some high points on the mat that were all the same height and made sure the phone was on top of that. So I got a good accurate reading at about 11.7. Sometimes I'll put a clamp on here so that the phone don't slide down in the water, and then that way you can adjust the legs and get it all correct. So right now we're going to run it just under 12 degrees. I don't have any plugs in the filter here. This is just at the straight 1100 gallons per hour. So we'll get this fired up and we'll get that first bucket run. I ran the 1/4 mesh minus 1/4 plus 20 through the multi-sluice, and this is all we're left with for material. So there was about 2.5 gallons, and I don't know, pretty good pan there. This should be real easy to pan out. I think I might just take that route, or I could run this through the 20 mesh. Whatever stays, I would pan that out, and then whatever goes through we'll put in on the next run. But I think I'm just going to pan this out real quick. Alright, so we got to get this mat out. Move the screw from the back. And the best way to get this out is to lift up on one side. You got these studs here that hold the hopper, So I've already taken the multi-sluice and I've turned it on its side like this. That lets the water go to one side and down. That makes this material stick a little better. So when I transport the mat to the bucket to rinse it out, I'm not losing material. So again, start on this side and just take your thumb and kind of pop it loose. Get it past that stud. This just releases all the tension off that mat. There, now that's pretty loose. So then just grab the end, roll it up, and then put it in the bucket. Okay, so just take it and shake it a little bit and get all the bigger material loose. And then you got to reverse roll it. So you got to take it and go the opposite way so you can open up those fingers. We've talked about that before. Give it a couple of shakes. See how those fingers are opened up more for reverse rolling it? But here's the trick. You got to do that again from the other end. So I just lift the one side up, put it back inside. Now I'm rolling this end real tight to open those fingers up. There. Now we got it from both ends. This pans down real easy because it's all the same size material for the most part. There's a little bit of fine black sand in there. I put the scrubber mat in, and now I have that set to 13 degrees. I'm just using this little clamp here to keep the foam from sliding down in the water. I used to try to clamp it onto the actual foam, but it might break the lens. And then I was hitting a button and it was flipping screens. So anyways, 13 degrees. We're going to put the power head on, and then we're going to insert this little nozzle here. So let's get that going. Put your little bungee on. And we got to take this and insert it into here. So it goes just like that. And then this goes over it back down to the barbs. So that's just going to knock it down to 800 gallons per hour instead of the 1100 we were running. Another thing to do with this part of the game, take a little water, throw it on your mats. See how it's beating up. Looks like this side could come up. I just threw a little water on there to see how level it was. This side's lower, so that side needs to come up a bit. So we're going to make that adjustment right now. And then we'll allow for this side to come down a touch. Splash some water in there. Now you can see the water's level all the way across, so that's where we want it. It'll run good now. Okay, I'm going to run the fines bucket at the 800 gallons per minute, and we'll be back. Okay, so we ran that material, and there's just a couple of pockets of fine gold. There's some there, there's a piece right there, and then there's the better pocket right there. There's probably a bunch more under this mud. but can't really see it. As you can see, my water is pretty muddy. I've only used it a couple times, but that's just the material I'm running, and this is what you get left with. So basically we could take this cons from this mat and put it in a bucket, run it again. We would put the next adapter in there. So if we were going to do the next run, and if we were going to do the next run with the mats, we would elevate it to 14 degrees. We'd put this little doodad in there, a little gizmo, put this back over the top, and that little hole will knock it down to 500 gallons per hour. So that's the third and final step, but because there's such little material, I'm just going to pan it out from here. So that's all the material that ended up coming up out of the mat. So we'll put a little jet dry in there, and then we're going to pan that down. Okay, so I got the lights down, and now we're down to the fun stuff. There's already a little bit of gold showing up there, and some sliding down already. That tapping just takes the gold and pushes it right to the top. Then you can get rid of the black sands. I got a little piece took off on me. Cover it all up. Wash off the blacks. Rinse and repeat. Alright, we're going to snuffer that up, and we're going to clean up this water and get all these floaties out of here, the vegetation, and then we will do the weigh-in. Well, not a lot this week, but I didn't get out too many days. I was busy helping some other folks in camp, so they're all set. So maybe next week will be a good week. Get this cooked up and get it weighed. Okay, let's see how we did this week. Hopefully it'll move the scale. Well, not the best week. Not even 1/10 of a gram. Oh well, it'll go into the collection. Well, not the best week for sure, but we really didn't run a lot of buckets, so it is what it is. We will definitely try to hit that a little harder next week, and we're going to try to do some metal detecting too, so stick around for that. Hey, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate all of you. It makes my day when I get to come home and turn on the computer and check it out and see that I got some likes and some comments and whatnot. So please keep it up and stick around. We're going to have some more fun. Prospector Paul, out.